Hey everyone, GW Xavier Mohr with More Memories. Thanks for joining and welcome back to I guess, part 2 of what we did the last one, where we worked on the virtual crop sketch number 1, creating a nativity manger scene page that followed sketch 1, which here we have it off to the side. Real quick, we did this last video. And now we're going to make a companion page for it, or what I would consider a companion page, doing virtual crop sketch 2 from November 2025 here. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to rotate that sketch. I don't know, what is that? 90 degrees? 180 degrees? I don't know. I'm going to rotate it around. So, just to accommodate it a little bit differently, because I want that banner that comes here in sketch 1 to pull over into sketch 2 and make it a 2-page spread versus just 2 1-page spreads. So I'm going to use, again, Star of Wonder paper pack and stickers. And this is going to be a very easy sketch. We're not going to get very involved, so it'll be a bit of a quicker video. But again, I'm going to use my Star of Wonder paper pack, my Timeless Textures, possibly. We're going to figure that out in a minute. And the Timeless Textures is the Secret Box 4 collection. So if you don't have that yet, snag one now while they're still around. Because I might pull in that linen print that we used in the last layout. I'm going to again use my Gold Stars paper from Star of Wonder. I'm going to use this Nativity Scene paper from Star of Wonder. I'm also debating about that side panel. That 4 inches here that they show is just white background. I'm either going to use this green kind of bay leaf print, or I'm going to use that linen off to the side. So we're going to figure that out in a quick second here. But let's take a quick gander at our sketch real quick. And sorry folks, just needed to grab another scrap piece of paper as a base page. So that's kind of one of my tricks that I like to use. I like to use these, what are these called? Cover pages for the paper packs is scrap paper for either punching and testing out a punch and kind of seeing if it will work in a layout before I go and punch other paper. But sometimes I will use them when I'm going to, instead of using a base paper, cut up the other pieces and put them all together, which is what I'm going to do here in sketch 2. So I like to use that as well because sometimes I don't always use a top loading pocket page. I will use regular pages. And so either way, I have it ready to just go and get my photos on and into an album. So that's what I'm going to use here. But let's look at our sketch. So pretty straightforward sketch. We're going to have 3 panels that are 4x8s with a border element, and then the other 4 inches of the page could be plain white, can be another designer paper, could be cardstock, a shimmer, could be almost anything. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this around to accommodate just different size photos that you might have, but also I'm going to want to pull to make it a 2-page companion. I'm going to match this 1.5 by 4 from sketch 1 and make it a line here in the middle as one of these 3 papers. So really all we have to just do is some cuts and we'll be good to go. So I'm going to put that to the side and we're going to get some cuts going here. So in essence, we need 4x8s or essentially 8x4s because we're rotating. So I'm going to get my star paper, which currently right now is at 10.5 inches. So what I can do actually first, because I want the star pattern to be what we see here. I'm actually going to come in and cut at 4 inches first, just so that I have more paper size to work with for other projects. And then I'm going to come over here to my 8, because again, I'm rotating this sketch. I got that. Now I got my print, and so prints can always be tricky, especially when they're spaced out oddly like this. So we're gonna have to kind of figure out a little bit of where things will land. So if I come in here, do my 4-inch first. And I can use my little guide strips on my little guides on my trimmer. If this is a new feature for you, they're tucked up at the top and the bottom. You might not even notice they're there, but run your finger along. You should feel a little something there, and you can pull it out, and it should. If it doesn't release very freely at first, you could use a multi-purpose tool to get in there and pull it forward. And this is going to help you see where is that cut line going to land when you line it up. So I think this will be okay. I don't necessarily like that it's going to cut off the top of that. Oh, I just smidged it. I should be good. Okay. And then I'm going to need 8. So let's look at where does that 8 leave us there. It gives us a pretty good print. If I wanted some different images, I can rotate it around and kind of see if I cut 8 here, what am I left with? I would have that. I kind of like this a little bit more. I'm gonna go with that. Now I gotta do this again and, align this up. I might not necessarily like everything cut off like that. Let's rotate it around, see what we get at 4 inches here. I think I like this a little bit better. So I'm gonna go with that. So this middle piece I can put aside. Or if I want to use that green bayberry, guess what? It's the other side of that print. So if I wanted to really be working on conserving my paper, I could keep that 4-inch piece, right? And here's that last panel of the page. But I got to cut you at 8 inches. So now let's look at our 8-inch mark. Not too shabby. Also not too bad. I'm thinking I like this a little bit better, because it kind of helps match with the other one. Okay. Put those to the side. Let's kind of start getting this on its feet. So get my mat here. Got my base paper. Let's start adhering these, because we're gonna, all right. Oops. Okay. I'm just getting my adhesive on all the papers. I know which ones are which, because even on the back side, right, I got 2 of the same, 1 that's different, so I'm gonna know. I'm just gonna snag my other layout because I want to make sure I line that up pretty well, even though I could do that with the ruler on the map. But looking at my pages here, I want to get that gold to line up as best as possible. So I'm just going to lightly lay that down. And now let's check out which way we like this better. You can go this way, and go this way. Kind of liking this way. So then bring this up. And put you here. And sometimes that will happen where some of this is a little misaligned. Sometimes these papers aren't fully 12 by 12. Sometimes they're just cut slightly off. And that's why I just kind of lightly put things down when I'm using regular tape so that I can reposition as I need to. Actually, I think just the top piece was not really aligned too well. And that's might be what threw me slightly off. That's okay. Because here we go. Awesome. So what I will do now, I need to decide what I want to do here. So I'm gonna get my other layout because I'm gonna kind of make these right companion. And so right, to me, I call it a companion page because I've pulled over an element that will, in my view, kind of ground them together. They're not exact. They're not exact mirror opposites of each other. I'm using a different print, but I'm using one print that is the same and pulling that through. So for me, that's what will make it a companion page versus a true double page spread that might kind of have a consistent pattern across both pages. But for me, pulling this middle part over will kind of ground it that way. And it helps two pages be a little bit different, but still related. So now I kind of want to see, do I like the green there, or do I like the linen? Right, and so if I use the linen print, again, I'm pulling over another element, grounding it into that companion page. I also like that it's a little bit more tonal, or neutral tonal, than something like this that's, pretty bold that way. As a standalone, I might like that. I'm kind of leaning that I want to use the linen. So that's what I'm going to use. And since I don't have enough, because this came from the last layout, this is a 3-inch piece. I need something 4 inches. And so the scraps I have from the last one clearly don't fit everything unless I want to figure out, you know, a piece here. Or, you know, if I wanted to get creative and shimmy that over, put you here, and then this piece gets covered by, I mean, I'm going to have a sticker that'll cut into some of it, and then if I have maybe something else that might fit, I could do that as well, because I'm going to use a sticker border here as well, and I probably should have pulled that out to see which paper I really liked to begin with anyway. But I was thinking of this gold star. There's also this bayberry holly. There's also this triangle. So I could get a little creative with that. I don't have anything off the top of my head. So what I'm just going to do is make a quick 4-inch cut of another sheet of the linen. Check my backside print. All right, I'll get my 4-inch here. Okay. And then I'm going to get some adhesive on it. I always go around the edges with my adhesive and then just a couple pieces that way. All right. Okay. Now, sticker time. So I'm gonna pull over my other layout. Right. The star looks nice. I'm a little worried it gets washed out a bit when it comes there. This might be another nice alternative just as a different feel. This I feel would blend in way too much as well into that navy color. I liked the star because it kind of bounced off the Star of Wonder punch here. But again, I'm a little concerned. Let's just check again about it getting a little washed out. And it kind of does. So what I'm gonna do then, I'm probably gonna go for the middle one. It seems to be a better option. It'll be different enough, but still coordinate. And I'm just gonna place it over the seam. And pretty much, voila, I've got my companion page. So again, pictures, these should accommodate, or, you know, depending on what other embellishments and whatnots you want to put in. Obviously the 5.5 by 3.5 will work really, really well. Again, I would make my mat the 5.5 by 3.5 and have, you know, my photo cropped down to probably 5.25 by 3.25, because I tend to like thinner mats, but if you like thicker mats, you can certainly go with a 5 by 3. They should accommodate a 6 by 4. Again, you'd get really thin around here. You could of course, go in a totally different direction and have them, maybe one here, and one here, maybe overlapping a little. And of course, on the side here, we would have to probably trim a little or move our sticker over in a little bit more to make those fit better. Or you could go with 4x4s in here, certainly. So there we go. Rough draft sketch, because I don't have photos to go with this, so I'm not going to finish it. But here's our sketch 2 of the virtual crop sketch, and here's them together. As I said, I made this a companion page just to kind of give us a nice little flow, because we got the manger here, the nativity print here, that gold banner pulls through, the linens also pull through. So all in all, I'm happy with it. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you come along again. And can't say what exactly I'm going to do for the next video because I haven't planned it out yet, but it might just be continuing with that virtual crop sketch with our Star of Wonder paper pack. So again, thanks for watching. If you need anything, feel free to reach out or contact your favorite advisor. We're always happy to help, and I hope you all start to have a wonderful beginning to your holiday season, and I'll see you around. Happy scrapping!